car, guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
It's freaking awesome. Best use for an is it an ex-Detroit? Holy shit, I didn't realize it was a freaking...
Yep.
This is great. Holy shit, how much fun.
Yep.
Too cool.
Hope the VicUp. Actually, he came up with the name.
VicUp, that's perfect.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Very cool.
Still a little work in progress. I'm gonna make a bed in here.
Oh, there you
cover this all up. And that way it actually is usable too.
That's too cool. Now, is it propane or is it...
No, that's actually for the air ride suspension.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an air tank, man.
It's all recycled garbage,
Dude,
mostly.
That's freaking great.
But yeah, it's a ex-Detroit car.
Yeah.
Go hit the button and show them.
Oh, yeah.
Down.
Oh, too cool. That's great.
Hell yeah. Front tires are a little turned.
That's great. Now, did you force the patina or was it...
Yeah, I did that.
It is a 2010.
No, there you
This
go.
is the newest car I own.
That's great. I love the cab lights and everything. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
And the stacks actually work.
That's great. Cool, man. What are
The doors?
is it Ford van or Chevy?
Ford van.
Ford van, okay.
Yep. 89 Econoline.
There you go.
Which I bought it for. I tried to bring it back. It was too far gone.
Yeah.
I ended up replacing the doors on it. These ended up in the scrap pile. Then I started this, and I was like,
Perfect.
van doors are pretty much the right size.
Wow.
They have the vents, so they vent out.
That's
Perfect
great.
back of the cab.
That is too cool, man.
Just needs some weather stripping. Just a little touch up here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
the window seals are a little.
it's a work in progress.
It drains through the holes in the floor. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
It only makes the back of the one seat a little wet.
That is too cool.
Wow. Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome, man. Very cool. Hey, you guys enjoy your night.
You too. Enjoy the weather.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I like the cab fender. That adds a nice touch.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, did you take a picture for Zachary?
No, I need to get my... You mind if I get a couple shots?
Go ahead.
Right ahead.
Thanks, man.
I'm trying to make a YouTube video about the car, so any banter you can get out of him candid is fine.
That's perfect.
Motors are so loud.
We got some information out of him, or out of you from him.
A little bit.
You want to tell me? I guess we saw most of the build in the previous YouTube video. You saw us. So you moved the fenders forward after we chopped the trunk lid off. I'm trying to think of the.
I don't remember where we cut off either on that.
You cut the roof, and
Yeah.
we were playing with the fender fitment. I want to say.
Yeah, and that ended up permanent, which because it just it was so nice, and it took up the space. So.
And then we got some Saab 99 roof from Eric.
Right here and right here to fill in the hole where this was, and then the gap between the door and the wall. That's all Saab 99. So this is part Saab now.
And now the air ride is you converted the AC compressor to fill a used air tank.
The air tank that Eric's cousin gave me because it had a bad pump on it.
And then we have a catch can up front, or oiler up front, and a catch can back here.
That feeds the pump oil because you can't have that thing without oil. And then it feeds the compressor, makes everything happy, but then there's a catch can back here to make sure it doesn't fill up the tank with oil.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be fun to have to drain the tank twice a week.
Yeah. It'd be fine.
See if I can get a shot of your controls in here.
Always.
Well, it's on a wide angle, so it should get most of it. If not, you can always stick a picture over the video or something silly.
Huh?
And then your sweet sticker bomb dash. The homemade. How long did it take you to take all the paint off?
Like a week.
Yeah.
It was a lot more work than thought, just because like the hoods are anodized. So you have to, they're not anodized, is it anodized? Galvanized. That's what I'm thinking. Anodized would make it all the different
It's
colors.
like that one Bad Boy Slim song.
Anodized. No, it's definitely galvanized,
Put a
but
6-second clip.
yeah. So taking the
Stand over here and talk at me. Be center of the shot of the time lapse. Okay.
oh yeah, there is the camera back there, isn't there?
Yeah.
We are professionals.
Yeah. You got cameras everywhere.
Anyway, the hood was a pain in the ass. So just grinding the paint off was really fun and dusty and horrible. And then like I used peroxide, vinegar, and salt. Then stirred it up. It's just like a percentage I don't remember you use. And the moment it hits bare steel, it turns brown. Well, the first time I grinded the hood down, it like left brown patches instead of instead of actually doing anything. And I was like, maybe it's gonna take a second. I left it, and it's just like it looked like a dog. Yeah, it just looked like a dog dragged its asshole across the hood. Patches. So I had to go back through with the grinder and like do it in sections and like pay attention to my grinding lines so I knew where I was still grinding shit off. It just like waited for it to change. It was like the galvanization was like shinier and brighter than the steel, so I had to bring it down to that. And there's still spots that I missed, and I just don't care.
It looks natural.
Yeah, it's the same thing on the roof.
Before we lose too much light, point out that you weld the door shut.
Yep, I welded the door shut.
So it's part of the cab.
Yeah, so that whole, it's actually a demo derby trick using steel rod that fits between the gap and the door, and you just like tack weld it into place, and you just kind of tack it and then bend it and then tack it and bend it until you make it to the bottom, and then you just go back through and finish the welds.
Run a bead.
Yeah. That way the steel, you're not using up a ton of wire trying to gap the whole thing. The steel rod takes up the gap. Yeah. And then you just... That's what the welder sounds like. It's just...
And I will state for Bombo that he doesn't weld professionally. This is more of a project for him to learn to weld.
This is where I learned to weld. And I take it down the freeway at 80 miles an hour.
So don't judge him for his snot wads, the occasional snot wad.
Yeah. The snot wads are all hidden like over here.
Yeah, you kind of rolled the hood back in, so it's not
here, so you don't see the snotty, nasty welds.
You need to get like a visor.
Thanks. Eventually, like the one thing that was keeping me from doing that is the fact that to get the windows out, you have to like tilt them 90 degrees. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to put anything here, and then I put these here, so now I can't do it anyway.
Yeah, I can't roll the window far enough out.
I might as well. I lost my train of thought. It's crazy. How the fuck do you lose a train? Choo choo goodbye.
I think he's leaving. Forward. Anyway. And you painted the doors very orange. They were already orange.
Yeah, they were
now
already
they're a lot more orange.
Well, like after, you know, grinding and welding and then cutting and then grinding and welding, they kind of lost a lot of the orange. So I was like, well, once I started doing it, I'm like, those have to stay orange. And I believe that is Husqvarna tractor orange.
How you doing?
It's even got clappers on it.
Oh yeah.
You want to pop the hood and we can look at the AC compressor real fast?
Before it gets too dark.
Yeah. Oh, and I should have you tell the story about the bag that popped.
Fun story that was stupid. I'm trying not to set the camera against the door.
Hi, kids.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
So,
Bye, Marty.
what we did here is simply I got rid of most of the air conditioning components. There's a receiver dryer and some other bits and pieces. The condenser's gone. A bunch of shit that just wasn't needed anymore. So this here is my oiler. I got a little filter. It's just a standard air compressor filter. I do a 90 into my oiler, which runs PAG oil. Oil that runs right side of your air conditioning compressor. This is the low side for the AC.
Go ahead.
So this is where it sucks in, goes down to the air conditioner, comes up through this guy. It's the high pressure line, which runs back down to that connector, which links into the frame and runs down the side of the car. And then all I really did was this wire right here is controlling the relay that used to control the clutch. So,
Oh, you just jumped the relay.
well,
Oh, you have it kick on with
I've relocated the relay.
Okay.
So, it's a little weird, I guess. So, I have the switch that turns on the entire system. The switch goes to my pressure switch, which then goes to the relay that controls the clutch. So once the switch is made, if the pressure switch is below 120 psi, it turns the relay on, which turns on my compressor, which brings it up to 150 and shuts off all by itself. Instead of buying a $50 compressor.
Yeah, and then having to lose space in the valuable back area here.
Have to listen to that thing. I don't know how fast they are. I don't think
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, to fill up that poor little compressor, you try to fill up this tank.
yes. My 15 gallon,
Take 30 minutes.
15 gallons worth of air at 150 usually psi.
Oh, and you gotta show off your tailgate. Your sweet homemade tailgate.
This is very technical. It's how all the professionals do that. And that goes down. And if you sit on it, it will come off. Because it's riveted into plastic and it will shatter.
It's more for the look.
Yeah, it's more the aesthetics and to hold the license plate. It's not exactly permanent. I might do something different when I start doing the bed. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're gonna make like a steak truck out of it, right?
There's an idea of doing the steak truck thing or a bunch of other goofy ass ideas. It'll be revised many of times. It's the project. It's a project. Is the project ever really done?
Oh, and the hinge, the compressor, the tank is on a hinge so you can drain it.
Yes, because it is a vertical tank, or it was, and then I can't keep a tank vertical in here. Eventually, it'll be painted like a nitrous tank.
There you go.
What do you think, NOS or Nitrous Express? Blue or white with the big goofy arrow?
The NOS, because it's blue and orange. I feel like that's the most recognizable.
Yeah. We'll just literally I want to put air. So it just says air in like almost the same font.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, was that nitrous? And I'll be like, wait a second.
You have 150 pounds of nitrous in the
I
bag.
have 150 psi of NOS.
You open it up in one shot.
Yep. It literally just runs the car.
Yeah. And the door handle deletes. Can't forget those.
Yep. Like I said, a lot of it's reused. So
we did find a crack pipe in the car when we were initially stripping it. I'll cut a picture into the video about that.
yes, I'll have to do something with that. But yeah, there was a crack pipe. This car is not from a good district. It's from the 9th district, which is near City Airport. If people from Detroit know where City Airport and 7 Mile and Gratiot and not a good place. So I found that because I found a business card underneath the seat and found out where the districts were. Yeah.
Show us the key dog tag too. No, you got the dog tag. It's all the way in there.
Yeah, it's all the way in there. Anyway.
Diagram coming in hot.
Oh shit. He's mad.
Just does a fat drift around the hole.
Buries it into the fucking thing. So Detroit uses expired dog licenses to mark their car numbers. So after I found this out on the last car I owned, which blew up a transmission and it didn't work anymore.
I have to go find this on the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Cut that into.
Oh,
Give it a video of you.
I have the videos of like stirring the transmission juice. Yeah, I have that. Yeah. So, knowing the car number, put back on the car. Not in the same spot they typically do it.
Under the patina.
Yeah, Detroit usually puts them in this rear corner area. But obviously I wasn't going to, so right here. And then on the front and on the back. Everywhere else. Oh,
Press your button.
I'll need to hook it up to the other cord. Just so someone pushes it.
Start it up real quick so I can get cool tractor flag shots.
Interrupt their conversation, Brian.
Give me a second.